Hello, my name is Chris Johnson. I'm a first-year sociology major from Maryland, and today I will be talking about the human body and how it embebbles one human ecosystem. Four major systems that we have that we're going to discuss today are the respiratory system, the nervous system, the digestive system, and the circulatory system. I'm going to start things off by talking about the nervous system. The nervous system is consisted of the brain, the spinal cord, sensory organs, and all the nerves that connect these organs with the rest of the body. So in other words, there are three main parts of the nervous system that trigger the body and hold it. First, I will talk about the brain and how that contributes to the central nervous system. So the brain, which is a wrinkled organ that weighs around 3 pounds, depends on who the person is located inside the cranial cavity where the bones of the skull surround and protect it. So without our brain, we cannot function at all. Approximately 100 billion neurons in the brain from the main cord to the center of the body. And another interesting fact, which is the brain and the spinal cord form the central nervous system where information is processes and responses originate. An example of this in terms of art, pop culture, anything like that, if you watch a certain TV show, you'll see that there are robots involved. And with a robot, you have to either have a battery, sun energy source, or anything like that. And without it, it won't work. And with your brain, your body or your system, anything like that, won't necessarily. Since we were talking about the central nervous system earlier, I figure I'd go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. So the central nervous system is divided into 4 major parts: the peripheral nervous system, the somatic nervous system, the autonomic nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is made up of 2 parts, which are the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system consists of peripheral nerve fibers that pick up sensory information or sensations from the peripheral or distant organs and carry them to the central nervous system. They also consist of motor nerve fibers that come out of the brain and take the messages for movement and necessary action to the skeletal muscles. If you were to touch a hot object, and the sensory neurons would carry information about the heat to the brain, which in turn via the motor nerves, and it tells the muscles of the hand to withdraw immediately. So basically, the somatic nervous system is in charge of sending signals to your brain indicating like what's going on, or what's like happening around you. So say if I was to put my hand in a tub of cold water, the brain cells would go back to my brain saying like, be careful, the thing's gonna be cold. So that way by the time my hand reaches the cold water, I'll already know that the water will be cold. And so now the autonomic nervous system controls the nerves of the inner organs of the body, which humans have no conscious control, which includes heartbeat, digestion, and breathing. And so without the autonomic nervous system, I wouldn't be able to have a heartbeat, I wouldn't be able to breathe, and my digestion skills would not be top-notch. Now that I have talked about the nervous system, I will allow my friends to come up and talk about the other systems of the body and how it relates to ecosystems.
Hi, my name is Danielle Coleman. I'm a second-year sociology major from Virginia. And I chose the digestive system to talk about. It's a group of organs working together to convert food into energy and basic nutrients to feed the entire body. The food passes through a long tube inside the body known as the autonomic channel. In addition to the autonomic channel, there are several important accessory organs that help your body digest food. Accessory organs include the teeth, the tongue, the glands, liver, the gallbladder,
and other organs in the body.
6 major functions take place in the digestive system: ingestion of food, the discharge of fluids and digestive enzymes, the mixing and the movement of food and waste through the body, the digestion of food into smaller pieces, the use of waste, and the absorption of nutrients. The digestive system is important for us because breaking down food and nutrients which the body uses for energy, growth, and cell repair. Food and drink must be changed into smaller molecules of nutrients before the blood absorbs them and carries them to the cell throughout the body. The body breaks down nutrients from the food and drink into carbohydrates. Without a digestive system, we would not survive. It is how we break down food that feeds our cells that gives us energy to talk, move, grow, and think, and reproduce. Play your digestive system to media because the way we take in good and bad foods into the digestive system is a similar way people take in good and bad things from media. When we eat foods that are bad for us, our digestive system takes it and our body relates it in a negative way, same as the media. For example, a child hears a foul word on TV. He thinks it's right, and that child will take it in and repeat it what they heard. I have addressed my system, and now I'll pass on to the circulatory system.
Hello, my name is Diamond Lee. I'm a first-year political science major from Cleveland, Ohio. Today I'll be talking about the circulatory system. The circulatory system, also known as the cardiovascular system, is a very important part of our body and as our ecosystem. The cardiovascular system is a vast network of vessels and organs that are responsible for
blood flow, oxygen, as well as hormones.
The circulatory system is a vast network of vessels and organs that are responsible for the flow of blood, nutrients, oxygen to and from the cells. There are three independent systems that make up the circulatory system. These systems are the cardiovascular system, which deals with the heart, the pulmonary system, which deals with the lungs, and the somatic system, which involves arteries, veins, and the main blood vessels. The circulatory systems help fight off disease in our body by moving functioning white blood cells throughout our body. The circulatory system also helps regulate our body's temperature. The circulatory system allows for oxygen to flow throughout our body. The heart pumps oxygen into oxygen-depleted cells. What would happen if we didn't have a properly functioning circulatory system? The white blood cell circulation would slow down and wouldn't be able to fight off diseases properly. Because the circulatory system helps regulate body temperature, if our body temp was too high or too low, it could be vital to our life. Our organs may suffer from malnourishment and lack of oxygen if we didn't have regular flowing white blood cells. The cardiovascular system has a big impact on many people in today's society. Barbara Walters, a famous broadcast journalist, needed a heart valve replacement. Bill Clinton, a very popular former president, suffered from coronary artery disease and underwent surgery. James Brown, a pop culture icon and legend, died from congestive heart failure. All these people in one way or another has affected our culture, be it journalism, TV, politics, or music. And these very same people have been faced with cardiovascular problems.
Hi, my name is Ty Boone. I'm a freshman political science major on Untitled Chapter from Petersburg, Virginia, and I will be talking about the respiratory system. The human respiratory system is a series of organs responsible for taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. The primary organs of the respiratory system are lungs, which carry out this exchange of gas as we breathe. Red blood cells collect the oxygen from the lungs and carry it to the parts of the body where it's needed. During this process, the red blood cells collect the carbon dioxide and transport it back to the lungs, where it leaves the body when we exhale. As we breathe, oxygen enters the nose or mouth and passes the sinuses, which are hollow spaces in the skull. Sinuses help regulate the temperature and humidity of the air we breathe. The trachea, also called the windpipe, filters the air that is inhaled, according to the American Lung Association. It branches into the bronchi, which are two tubes that carry air into each lung. The bronchial tubes are lined with tiny hairs called cilia. Cilia move back and forth, carrying mucus up and out. Mucus, a sticky fluid, collects the dust, germs, and other matter that has invaded the lungs. We expel mucus when we sneeze, cough, spit, or swallow. The bronchial tubes lead to the lobes of the lungs. The right lung has 3 lobes. The left lung has 2. The left lung is smaller to allow room for the heart, according to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute. Lobes are filled with small, spongy sacs called alveoli, and this is where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs. The alveolar walls are extremely thin, about 0.2 micrometers. These walls are composed of a single layer of tissue called epithelial cells and tiny blood vessels called pulmonary capillaries. Blood passes through the capillaries. The pulmonary artery carries blood containing carbon dioxide to air sacs, where the gas moves from the blood to the air. The respiratory system can be related to art in so many ways. Just like oxygen, which is pumped into our lungs, air pumps life into society. Art is a way of expressing oneself and a wonderful way of releasing negative emotions. The way this relates to the respiratory system is how we exchange oxygen, a gas which is healthy for our body, for carbon dioxide, which isn't. Another way art and the respiratory system relate is that they both utilize many different mechanisms simultaneously. According to Johns Hopkins School of Education, the arts utilize the mind, body, and spirit. The respiratory system uses the lungs and the muscles of respiration. The airways, which includes the nose, mouth, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles. Art always will and always has existed. The same goes for the respiratory system. Since the beginning of time, there have been evidence of both existing.